Hello Minecrafters, this is bbinme, and today I have another Minecraft video for you. So while I was exploring around in my Let's Play Minecraft video series, in the cave system really near close to my jungle cave, I was able to find a skeleton spawner, which is great because I'm pretty short on arrows. I only have 2 left. I'm always scrounging around for arrows. I'm basically looking for skeletons to kill just so I can get some arrows. So this skeleton spawner is going to be really useful because I'm going to be able to get arrows from it and bones for bone meal, both things that I need. And, we'll be able to get a little bit of XP from it. In my Let's Play video series, I didn't create a tutorial of how I built my zombie spawner farm. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I made my skeleton spawner. How are we going to do this one? Well, once again, we are really close to the bedrock. So we're on level 15. You can see my Y position in the debug window. So in order to drop these skeletons down, we want 2 meters below the spawner and 1 meter above. That's all spawnable area. I usually just go ahead and do the 2 above and 2 below, so I end up with a 5 meter high box. It's convenient. It might not be some of that might not be spawnable area, but it still works. And it's easy to get up there and put lights and things like that. It's a big enough chamber you can stand in and whatnot. So aesthetically, it works well. From an X and Z coordinates, the spawner is an 8 by 8. So if I look and in the direction of northwest of the spawner, this corner is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the call it the southeast corner, I guess, of the bounding box which surrounds the spawner. It's an 8 by 8 bounding box. Now, 8 by 8 doesn't work well for symmetry, so I just go ahead and make it a 9 by 9. So technically, probably this back row and this row over here won't be spawnable. Get away from my spawner. Wouldn't that have been funny if he came in here and ninja creepered me and blew that spawner up? That would have been hilarious. And then I would have wasted all this time recording the video. So awesome. Let's close this off. I'll close that off at some point so that doesn't happen again. Anyway, so if it is an 8 by 8, then that corner is the anchor of the 8 by 8. So yeah, this row and this back row might not be spawnable area, but just for the sake of symmetry, make it a 9 by 9. It's easier. All right, so I'm going to clear out a 9 by 9 by 5 high area, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So I've cleared out an area, 2 blocks above, 2 blocks below the spawner, and 4 blocks on either side, making a 9 meter by 5 area for the spawning area. Now, the next step is the trench. So you might be asking yourself, well, why bother with a trench? And it complicates things a little bit to do a trench, because if I put a water source back here, and this is 9 blocks long, it actually doesn't reach. And so I need to drop my water 1 block down so that it'll actually reach. So why do that? Because if I just use 2 water streams, one on this side, one on that side, with maybe a trench or something, then I wouldn't have that problem. Well, the reason why I want to do a trench on one end is because I might want to, at some point, make this an AFK spawner farm, and I don't want to be limited by the mob cap. And so I'm going to send those mobs as they spawn. I'll put a little AFK room up here somewhere, and as the mobs spawn, rather than put them in the water elevator and drop them down and damage them and all that, I will just have an alternate path with a switch that instead of going up the water elevator, they'll go through a portal to the nether. And in the nether, they'll be stored in an unloaded chunk. And that way, I can, I can leave this on overnight, and it'll just spawn lots of zombies, and I won't have to worry about the mob cap. So that's why I'm doing the trench. So it's got other reasons. All right, so I think we saw that this was the southeast corner here, right? Yes, so this is the southeast corner. So that square, 1, 2, 3, 4, right there is spawnable area. So I don't want to cut the trench off early and lose that one square. I'm going to put the trench here. It needs to be 2 blocks high, so the skeletons can't jump out. And I'll just put a block down here for now so I can get in and out of it. All right, so the back wall then is going to be our water stream. All right, so let's do a little experimentation here. If we have our water bucket here, it reaches just right. But we have that extra block. If we have it here, that's also okay. What if we took out that block? Not right. Okay. So, like I suspected, we will need an extra row of blocks back there. And that's okay for us because that wasn't really spawnable area anyway. This is the northwest corner, so that's okay. All right, let's see if this will work. Water source there. No, it's not going to. Let's try from up here. Nope. All right, so refill our buckets. And I'll just refill my buckets and I'll put in the water stream and I'll be right back. So now we have our water stream. So just to test, if any skeletons spawn even in this square back here, the water stream will just push them right along into the trench. Oh no! And off to whatever dastardly thing we have planned for them. Alright, so the next step is to just finish up the walls and ceiling, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come back when it's finished. Alright, ceiling, walls, floor are all done. I left that block there. That's going to be a lamp, a glowstone or a redstone lamp, and those gaps are also going to be lamps. So, quick trip to the nether to get some glowstone, and we'll have our lights put in. We'll be right back. Okay, as some maybe eagle-eyed viewers might have spotted, I didn't quite have the lights set up symmetrically, and they weren't set up well. Skeletons were still able to spawn in here even with the lights on. So once I took the torches out, I was constantly getting skeletons spawning in here. And so I think I have that fixed now. So I'm just taking out these 2 torches here to see if it's working. We'll back up a little bit and see if any skeletons spawn. Alright. No, I don't think they can. Okay, so now we have the lights, and when they're on, nothing can spawn. Turn these off. Right away we get skeletons spawning. So I think it's working great now. Okay, so the next step involves the water dispenser, which is going to push them over to the elevator. For that, I need a bow. I don't think I have any string in here. Oh, I have a bow. Alright, so let's make a dispenser and we'll be right back. Alright, I went back, made a bow, have a dispenser. Alright, so we're going to put it in the bottom of the trench. No skeletons have spawned here, so I think we've got the lighting situation under control. I'm going to add a water bucket to our dispenser, and let's get out of the trench here. So down here somewhere, let's see. This is the middle of the room, so 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Okay, so somewhere down here should be our dispenser. There we go. Alright, so for now, let's just put a switch here and we will just test this out. Okay, switch and some redstone down to our dispenser. Okay, so there's our switch. Our dispenser is located down there. Flip the switch and the water's off. We flip the switch again. I think that'll be water on now. Yes, so the way this dispenser's set up, you have to click the switch twice to get it to work, but that's temporary. So the water moves. You see that it doesn't quite reach. So we'll have to do a water conveyor to bring them extra block that we need. And I'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, next step, water elevator. So we want to drop them down we'll flatten this out and we'll have a location to stand and we'll want them to drop down. They need to fall 23 blocks. So the water elevator has to bring them up high enough that when they come over here and drop down to our drop location, it's 23 blocks. So let me go ahead and flatten out the area and I will build the drop chamber and then we'll know how high we need to go with the elevator. See you soon. Alright, I think we have everything ready to make the water elevator. So I cleared out the landing area. This is going to be my walkway, hallway leading up to the spawner. We'll move the switch, of course, at some point. I'm going to have glass blocks here so we can see the spawner working. And I've set it up so that you can see right now the spawner's on. And if I move all the way back here, it turns off. So this last block here is the off. Here's on, off. And so in the drop area, the kill chamber where the skeletons will fall, if we stand in this corner, it'll stop. We can kill whatever skeletons are in and no more will spawn. If we're standing in the center or on this block over here, they will continue to spawn. So that's how it will work. I still have this row of blocks here I'll have to take out, but we'll do that in the end. This goes up 23 blocks, and there is a channel over there to the water elevator. And so finally, over here, I'm putting glass blocks in. So I like this, so I want to be able to see the elevators working. So if everything's working fine, we'll see the skeletons going up the elevator. So let's go ahead and start working on the elevator. First thing is I'm going to remove this water source block for now. We'll put that back when we're done. It'll just make it easier to work. And I'm also going to have to take out that glass block for now. Alright. So, to start, we're going to need a sign on the bottom. And just temporarily I'll put that sign there. We're going to put a glass block back here. And the sign above, although that's not strictly necessary, and here's the water block. So as the water stream pushes them in, the skeleton's head is in this water block. They get pushed to here, and so they go up. And then this sign prevents the next water block from falling down. And so as the skeleton goes up, he goes up into the next block. And it's very simple. So we keep alternating signs and water blocks. Okay, there's our water elevator. So we had a little bit of an adventure with a creeper who fell on my head while I was building this and almost destroyed the whole contraption, but luckily things worked out okay. So Let me show you how it works. So we just ride up. Again, it's just water, source blocks, and signs alternating. And this will force the mobs up. I put glass on two sides so that we can see the monsters going into the machine. So that's going to be great. So we need one more sign here. And this water source block now, I have to be careful here because I haven't filled this in yet. I'll just do that for now. So when this water source block I put here, it's going to push the monsters and us down there. So hopefully the water will cushion our fall. If we're not lucky, we might die just like the skeletons. So let's see how it works. So far looking good. Okay, it's not quite long enough. I think in this case I'm just going to chop off these two blocks and see how that works. We might have to dig out a block or two at the bottom. Now let's see. Okay, so I'm fighting the current here, but I'm at the top. I just took the elevator back up. I put a sign right on the edge so the water doesn't spill into our drop zone, and that should work. I'm going to ride the water elevator downward and check it out from the bottom, and then we'll do a test. Okay, turn the machine on. Skeleton spawn immediately. And there he is, going up the elevator. Alright, and let's see if he is a one-hit kill when he gets over here. Have a little snack while we're waiting. Should have some elevator music on this video. I think that would be hilarious. Da, na, 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 na. No? Alright. Should be pretty soon. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that might have been one block too far. Let's spawn some more and see. Okay, I moved the drop zone up one block actually. I'm kind of surprised because of the one block drop we had to do up at the top, but I moved it up one block, and so I think it'll work fine now. I just had a skeleton fall and he was a one-hit kill, so with a hand. So let's give it a second. Cue the elevator music. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so there's our water elevator, drop zone, trench, everything. Alright, so I'm going to move this switch. I'm going to wire this switch a little differently and put some glass right there and be back with the finished result. Alright, here we are with the pretty much finished product. So we've got all the walls in, cleaned things up, we've got some chests, things like that. If we stand back here, you can see that the spawner's not working. There the spawner turns on. I've got switches to turn on and off the function. So let me just show the wiring here for people who are interested. So the light switch is the far one. Very simple. Redstone comes in. I did an inverter so that we could just to flip the switch so that it would match up with everything else, and that wires up to the redstone lamps up here. Really straightforward. And the other switch is to turn on and off the water stream. So this is a little more interesting. I have the redstone running underground here. Let me bottle this back up. And it comes over here, and I have a T flip-flop using the new redstone repeater function. So if I flip the switch, this will change the value of that block right there, which on the other side of that block is the dispenser. And so that this switch just switches for on and off. So now I get a nice simple using a T flip-flop and a this redstone lamp here, redstone torch here, makes the dispenser work properly, so that I get a one click is on, one click is off. So actually, now I could take this off and I could just, change this to a button, and that to a button if I like. But well, no, not that one, because I would need a T flip-flop up there. But I could switch this to a button now if I wanted to turn on and off the water. This is fine. So that's done. All right, so we have a window here, and of course our elevator. So let me turn the machine on. We turn off the lights, and the water stream's already on. See, the skeletons are pushed into the elevator, and away they go. So I'll run the glass all the way up and maybe put a ladder here or something for viewing, just for fun. But there we go. That's the skeleton spawner. Pretty soon the skeletons will drop down here. I'll let a bunch build up, and then I'll show you how they're that it's a one-hit kill. So I'll be back in a sec once we get some skeletons. Alright, just a minute or so later, but there's some skeletons, so I'll just really quick. So once in a while, still skeletons are dying. I think what happens is they jump at the top off the water stream, and so that gives them an extra half a heart damage. But I don't even need to use a sword. I can just punch them for one-hit kills and get XP and items. So that's the key here. We're we're level 30 now, and we got some more arrows and bones for bone meal. So machine's working great. So the next step for this is to have an AFK function, and so I will do that in a second part to this video. But thanks for watching my tutorial. Check out my Let's Play Minecraft video series, where we do all kinds of builds like this, and enjoy my other tutorials. Bye!